Okay, so this time we'll in this lecture, this part of the lecture, we will see important concept of superposition theorem. Okay, for this I am taking example of a general network. So if you see this, this is a general network, and in this general network, if you see, what could it consist of? So far, whatever we have studied, it could consist of voltage sources V's, then current sources I's, that is independent voltage and current sources, resistances, various resistances, and dependent current sources and dependent voltage. So this is what a general network can contain. Okay, and this all can be connected arbitrarily to each other depending on the situation. So out of this general network, what I am trying to do is I have taken out all the independent sources outside. So since I cannot show infinite number of sources or n number of sources, there are two voltage sources I am showing and two current sources which have been taken out of this general network. Okay, because they are of our interest, and these all are independent voltage sources and independent current sources. And there is one point of interest or terminal set of interest, which is I am showing with certain you can say certain elements, a resistance, and I am interested in getting the current through that resistance. Okay, that is my interest in the general network, that I want to calculate this current in this resistance, which is a general network. So if I do this, I separate out all the independent sources as shown here. Okay, independent sources. Then what remains in the network is the set of dependent sources, all the dependent sources, various dependent sources, current and voltage dependent sources, and other resistances connected arbitrarily into this circuit. Now what do I mean by a superposition theorem? We'll just see in the next slide. So it is the same general network. What I have done here is, this is the point of interest where I am interested in getting the current I, and what I have done here is, if I put off all the sources, okay, this is the way to put off all the sources except one. Okay, so I have put off V2. So V2 was a voltage source, independent voltage source, and I have short circuited, making a source 0. Voltage source equal to, or removing a voltage source is equivalent to shorting the terminals at that point. Okay, and similarly I2 has been removed, so I have removed I2 also. Removal of I2 means keeping this terminal open. Similarly I2 has been removed in a similar fashion. What remains here in the circuit is only one independent source, that is voltage source V1. And for that voltage source, because all the sources are now out of context, they are all zero now, I have only one source acting, that is V1 acting, and in that condition I calculate the current in this. So this is a new circuit having only one source, independent source, and of course generalized network will contain all these things connected arbitrarily, and in that condition I calculate a current across this resistance which is of interest, that is I dash. Okay, so let me call that current as I dash. Now in a similar fashion, what I do here is, again I take the same set of terminals and resistance here, and I want to calculate the current here. And now this time I have again only one source active, and rest all the sources I have made inactive. So if it is a voltage source, making it inactive means shorting the terminal. So if you see now here, V1 is shorted out, and for a current source, if you want to make it inactive, you have to keep the terminals open. So current sources are again made equal to 0. So I can call these are all equal to 0. This is also equal to 0. So in this case only V2 is acting, and in that condition I calculate the current over the resistance, that is say I2 dash. Okay, so this is I2 dash. Similarly, I again remove all the sources except the third one here, that is I1. So I have a source over here, only I1 is active, and rest V1 equal to 0, V2 equal to 0, and I2 equal to 0. Okay, and in that condition again I calculate, rest of the things remain as it is in the circuit. Okay, and in this time I calculate the current over here, which is I3. Okay, I3 dash. And in similar fashion I exhaust all sources. Now I put I2, and keeping I1 equal to 0, this equal to 0, this equal to 0, and again this intact as it is, and calculate the current I4 dash. and the current which I am interested in, I, can be found out by adding all this current, which were actually results of a different circuits having one source active at a time. Okay, so that is what you call superposition theorem. That is, you are superpositioning or superposing the effect of each sources one by one in a circuit and finding the effect of all the sources acting together. Okay, so that is what superposition theory actually says. Okay, so we'll just take up an example to illustrate this. uh, let's take this example here. First a simple example, then we'll later on go for a slightly complicated one. So if you see here, this circuit, if you see, there are two voltage sources here, V1 and V2, and these are the resistances. This is a simple circuit just to illustrate one, and we'll take a slightly complicated one later. So I want to find, say, I1. So what I am doing is, first circuit I am removing V2. Just see how I have removed V2. I have short circuited this V2 over here equivalently, and now only one V1 is, only one source is active, and for that source I am calculating I1 dash. And if you see, the circuit is quite simple now, and I can calculate I1 dash as equal to V1, that is the voltage, upon the combinations of all the resistance or resistance of the circuit. And what is the resistance of the circuit across V1? It is basically R1 in series with parallel combination of R3 and R2. That is what is written here, and you can find the value of I1 dash. Okay, that is only one with V1 active. Okay, only one source active. Similarly, I can go for another source here. So here if you see, again I have removed V1, so this V1 is put to 0 and V2 is now active, and in similar fashion I can calculate I2 dash. Okay, so for calculating I2 dash, just to illustrate that, I first calculate I, which is a similar circuit to earlier one. That is, the current flowing I in this circuit is V2 upon the resistance of this. So this is I, and this is now, this I is in current division form. Okay, so I want to calculate what is the current flowing in R1. That current flowing in R1 will be R3 by R1, and the total current, which is this one. So that is the current division here in ratio R3 by R1, and of course this will be in a negative direction because I have taken the current flowing in this direction. So I2 dash is in this direction. Okay, so that way I can calculate this, and finally I can write the current I1 which I wanted to calculate would be equal to I1 dash plus I2 double dash. So that is what superposition theorem actually means. And this example, if you can just put some values to R1, R2 and R3, V1 and V2, you can easily see that this superposition theorem holds, because all these circuits are linear circuits. So we will be talking only about linear circuit in our course, and all these linear circuits actually holds superposition theorem. So we'll stop here.